Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be adding a new planner to my lineup. So I had one planner, which is my personal wide, that I was using as my catch-all for everything. And I didn't think I was going to need a second planner, but I'm going to try again to split up my personal from social media and business affairs, and we are here. So I actually had purchased this from AliExpress probably early 2022. So I've had this for quite some time, and I didn't unbox it. So everything, I won't be going over the specs or anything because I do have already A5 covers that I've unboxed. So I'm just going to show you what I purchased. As I said in previous videos, it will be black croc everything. So I've given it away. It is an A5 Moterm, and it is just a notebook cover. But if you know my channel, you know what I've been using before. I have been in an A5 cover, but what I have done is actually use this as a half letter setup with Discbound. So I have been loving my rings. I will not say I haven't been loving my rings, and I definitely don't think I'm going to come out of rings, but I do miss having a Discbound system. So I thought I would mix it up and have something, kind of compact, and use this for my social media, keeping track of my videos, my ideas, everything in one place, and keeping my personal wide for my personal business, like my finances, all of that stuff. So let me show you what this looks like. So this is just an A5 cover in black croc, and it basically fits a notebook. So I don't know if I have an A5 notebook. Let me see what I have on my desk. So let's see, this may be an A5. Let's see if this will fit in here. So this is sort of the style I think most people use, like their Hobonichi, stuff like that in here. And it's something like that you would do, but that doesn't work for me, like having a notebook. I like to take out my pages, switch them up, add a lot of decoration, like from some printed inserts. So I'm going to show you what I'm using. So because this is croc, you don't get the flexibility of having very large discs in here. So I have had not classic size, but I think like 1 inch. But what I'm actually going to be using in here are Happy Planners small discs, as you can see. So I have 8 of these because I am doing half letter, and you will need 8 to set up half letters. So basically it's just half of a 8.5 by 11 inch that will be going in here. And that way when I print inserts, I just literally just cut it in half and I don't have to waste any paper. A5 is, I believe, 5.8 across, but half letter is 5.5. So that is the only difference. So you could still, what I'm using are A5 inserts that I purchased from Infinite Lotus. All of my inserts I've been using in my personal wide, I print at 80% or 82%, I believe. And then for pocket size, I printed at 55%. And then for my half letter, I just printed it just regular. So you probably will see a little bit of space on the top and bottom, but it's perfect because what Infinite Lotus does is send you A5 still with 2 sheets on each side, or you can print just 1 sheet if you are a true A5, which I love, which is absolutely genius. And I probably will be sticking with Infinite Lotus if I want printables. And the price point is really good. So I'm going to show you what I'm using, and let's start setting it up. So I will need a front cover and back cover, which I have here. So I'm just going to grab the 2, and anytime you're setting up like a Discbound, you definitely want to have like your front and back cover. All I used is Dollar Tree chopping mats. If you are new to my channel, that is what I use. So you get 2 chopping mats for $1.25. I believe most things have gone up now to $1.50 in Canada. I think it's still $1.25 in the US, but you could use any plastic. I know a lot of the planner companies, they do offer, inserts, and you can get dividers from them as well. So that's what I'm using. And so that is it. So that is my front and my back cover. And as I said, I'm just using HP mini discs, and that should be a good size. So the first thing I'm going to add in here is probably some deco. So I did go on to Pinterest, and then I used Canva to size. So I'm just going to stick this one here at the front. And I think I want to use, I think this is just some paper I have from, I believe, Recollections from Michael's Craft Store. And you can just use it to layer, you know, all of your dividers. And then I have my Infinite Lotus, my Year at a Glance. As you can see, because it is A5, I think A5 is a little shorter, but wider. So as you can see, you have a little bit more space, but that doesn't bother me. I can decorate it if I want to. And I'm just gonna layer it with some more cardstock. Next, I have my Q1 2023. This is January, February, March here. And then it's just blank at the back. And this is just for me to write down my goals. So I will be putting in here all of my goals for 2023 for social media and growing my channel. Then I have my vision board and all my goals for the new year. And when you're using vellum, you always need to put some cardstock or something behind it in order for you to see it properly. So that is what it looks like. I don't know if I like that because you can't see the lines very well. I have some other cardstock cut here. Let's see what else I could put behind it. As you can see, I clearly like to have options. All right, so I'm going to take that one out. And then here I made some month top tabs. So I just put month on there. These are the same chopping mats. They're so handy. You can use them for so many things. And so I'm going with the monthly layout. And this is from, as I said, printables from Infinite Lotus. I'm just going to put in my monthly. And you could buy this and just use this alone because you have your monthly here. You have a memo section where you can write down notes here at the side, as well as you can put all of sort of your important dates, that kind of stuff, and all your checklists. And then next I'm going to be putting in, so these are actually expense trackers. So it says memo, priorities, expense to do next week. But then it has a weekly at the back. So when I kind of, when I purchased this, I'm using it in my personal wide as well. Actually, I don't know if I even actually put this in my personal wide, but I thought that this would be good just to use in here. That way I can put all of my notes, keep track of the things that I'm buying for basically for YouTube, my channel, as well as my Monday through Sunday posting schedule. So I'm just going to put week here. I actually did print off some inserts like weeklies, and it is weeklies on 2 on a page, which I'm using in my personal wide. But then I was thinking, am I going to actually like use it? I'm actually going to put this behind it. I said, am I going to actually use those inserts in here? I'm going to see if it'll fit maybe at the end. If it does fit, then I can use it. But this is what I'm using for now. I printed off about 5 weeks worth of inserts. And that should be good for January. And then I have some vellum here, same thing, just some photos off of Pinterest and then cut down to size. And I may be able to get actually those weeklies in here because I look like I have a lot of room left. So as I said, I like to layer. Then I have my notes tab. And these are also printables from Infinite Lotus. It just has lists on both sides. which I will show you. So these are the lists, and that is what it looks like. It's basically check off lists. And I'm going to use this for all of my brainstorming. And then I have some Infinite Lotus note pages, which are here as well. And then I have a password tracker. And let me grab those other inserts because I didn't know if I'd have enough room. So I was like, okay, maybe I can get away with just using these weekly inserts. But now that I see that I still have some room on these discs, as you can see, I still have lots of room. Let me grab those inserts. Okay, so I printed off the monthly. So same thing from Infinite Lotus. And then this is January's insert. And then as you can see, January, and it is dated. So I did buy the dated inserts. And as you can see, you have your full month. I just printed January. I didn't print off the full year because I didn't know if I'm going to need this much room. But I said, you know what? Because I do have the inserts, let me print them, try it for January. If not, then I can stick to just that expense tracker and just use that one. So I am actually going to go to my week, and I'm going to stick this one in for the first week. And then leave these at the back. And that's what I love about using like a Discbound. You can play around with your system. You're not stuck with one particular style for the whole year. I have a coil planner for my journaling, and that is the only thing that I could see for me, like having something that's already Discbound or, you know, like a notebook style, and everything's there. So I like to move my discs around. Okay, so let's clear this up and show you what it looks like. So all I did was I ended up printing off, cutting another back piece and just having to kind of glue it together. And then I wrote A5 on it, so I know it will go into my A5 agendas. And hopefully this slides in. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. So that is how a half letter will fit in. It is so close, but it's so compact and so perfect. My top tabs stick out just a little bit, but that's okay. I may have to actually shorten this a little bit because I do have a little bit more room, and that way it will close a little bit better. So let me cut it down just ever so slightly and show you so I can move it over a little bit. Okay, so I cut it down a little bit. So let's see if this will give it a better fit. Yep, see, it's a little bit closer, so it will fit a little bit better. So as I said, the other ones will fit, like, because this is the croc, it's like quite a tight fit, as you could see there. This is something that I keep at home, so that shouldn't bother me. And I can always trim the edges a little bit, but that is what it looks like inside. And I also find too with the croc, they don't sit very well. Like I have my Luxe croc here, and as you could see, it always kind of sits, as you can see the lip there, like they just sit that way. I don't know why. Maybe the material. Like once it's closed, it's not bad, but as you can see, like you still have that pulling and that gapping here. So I think that is just how this sits, because when I have this in my pebble leather Moterms, it is perfect because I think it has a little bit more give to it, but hopefully maybe as this time goes by, it should be okay. But that is it. So let's do a quick flip through. So at first I just have here my discs, and this is a mini size, and then I have some vellum here layered on some cardstock. My 2023 layered again with some cardstock. Then I have my monthly, or I should say 3 months, on my Q1 for like all of my sort of important dates. Then my vision board with my top goals for the first 4 months here. Then you go into my month. Next is my actual like weeks on 2 pages, and it is lined, which is very helpful. Next is my weekly expense tracking and my to-do list, and then my Monday through Sunday list here. Then I have some more vellum along with some cardstock, and then my notes section with some lists and some note pages, and then my password tracker here at the back. So that is it. That's the setup. So as I said, it is now quite close to the lip, but you know, it's not going over as much as I would like it to, but that's okay. It will serve its purpose. And as I said, it'll probably stay in inside on my desk, so that's okay. So you can cut off these little like tabs if you don't want it for a notebook. I actually ended up putting them in the back here because if I do choose to use a notebook, that might be helpful having those strings there. So I'm just going to put them in there. And that's it. That's my setup. So I probably will eventually add some like decor to it and show you guys in my next setup. So that is it. I actually have this here where I wanted to put actually some sticky notes. So I have some clear, I love the clear ones. You do have to use like a permanent marker when you use clear tabs. So I'm actually going to, these I all purchased like from Amazon. So I'll just take off a few of them, like a few sheets like that. And then I usually will use some, like this is just a Tombow permanent adhesive. And just add a little bit more so it sticks well. And I'm going to put this at the top here. That is like the perfect fit. And use some of this yellow. And put that, I think, in the middle here. And can I fit that there? I can. So let's do that. And just stick this at the bottom here. And that way I have some sticky notes when I open it up. So that's it. Okay, so I went in and I did trim all of the inserts. I took off just a little bit off the side. So now it fits in here comfortably. I didn't lose anything like at the edge, like any of the writing. So that is it. So that is everything for this A5 cover. And as you can see now, everything fits in there nice and comfortable. Because you do, as I said, lose a bit of that overhang there. I probably can trim this down a little bit and move that insert like down a bit. Because as you see, I still have a little bit of room here. But that is it. So that is now my setup for 2023. And I am super excited about separating things again. Let's try it out. And if not, if it doesn't work, that is the beauty of, you know, trying out printables and, you know, switching up your inserts and planner styles, you know, in this way you could be still cost effective because there's no loss for me. I already have all the materials to print things. So that is it. So this is my setup. And if you have any questions, definitely leave it down below. And then if not, I will see you guys in another video. Bye.